everybody, welcome back to Art Time Today. I'm Cheryl Smith and I'm going to teach you how to do a really cool drawing of a parrot today. I love birds. I have a bird feeder outside and all the cool birds come to my feeder. I even take pictures of them sometimes. I like them so much. I love the way they look and their shapes and all the beautiful colors. Today you're going to be able to really use your imagination when you're drawing and think about what kind of colors you want to put on your parrot. Now, parrots live in the warmest climates where it's sunny and warm almost all year long. So they're very colorful and they're very active and they're very beautiful. So use your creativity and let's make some really cool parrots today. Some places to look for pictures of parrots or other birds are bird books. You might have a bird book laying around your parents' or grandparents' house, and all kinds of different bird books you can look at, and inside there are many hundreds and hundreds of birds, and they're all mostly all drawings of birds. You can also look in your books, your little reading books. You might find a jungle book at your house with some really cool birds in it. Use your mind, use your imagination, and research and check and find all these cool pictures. I found one this one is a red-tailed hawk, and this red-tailed hawk is sitting the way that we are going to draw our bird today, where the bird is facing away from us and his head is turned to the side. So that's kind of what I checked in one of my other bird books. And so I could see it's so cool, tons and tons of photos. So do your research, find a good parrot that you like to draw, and then we're going to get started. I have a picture down here real quick. It's the same one that I've shown before by Henri Rousseau. He is a painter that loved to paint jungles as well as some other things. But I wanted you to see, because we're going to put these parrots eventually into a beautiful jungle. And this is one where he has the trees all around and the animals are kind of hiding and camouflaged inside the jungle. And we'll be able to do that. It'll be cool. This is one that I finished. I didn't finish the sky, but I wanted you to be able to see the parrot and some of the big leaves around that. That one is drawn with marker, so it's super bright. This one, let me scooch out of the way here a little bit. This one I started, and this one is drawn with colored pencils. Two different parrots, one facing this way and one facing this way, and that way you'll be able to make a decision which way you want the head to be. And then I drew a little cardinal over here on the side branch. But notice, colorful, all kinds of fun stuff to do. So you'll be able to use crayons or colored pencils or markers, probably not scissors. You can't draw with scissors that well. They're great for cutting though, aren't they? Amazing. Not so good for drawing. So I'll put the scissors down, and I have some paint brushes. Remember, if you use crayons, you can always paint with watercolor paint over the top of it. That makes a really cool effect. So for the drawing today, I'm going to use a marker so you can see it best. I think it'll show up. I love purple, so I'm going to do a purple parrot today. So over here, get a little more space so I can walk back and forth. I'm going to work on a parrot right here. Grab your marker, grab your crayons, and let's get started. You're going to be able to decide if you want your parrot's head facing toward me or facing away from me, or depending on where you're sitting, all that stuff. Notice too, we're going to start with the eye. Notice where the eye is. It's up high and kind of in the middle of the bird. So when we draw, we're going to start up high and kind of in the middle of the page. Mr. Fred, are you able to follow me? Because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of this and this and this. So we'll try to stay in the picture and make it work just fine for all the kids to see. So middle of the top, I'm going to make a dot, which is a little circle filled in. Make it small It's the eye of a bird. It's not very big. We'll start with the eye. Around the outside of the eye, birds' feathers don't go all the way up to it. They are kind of wrinkly eyes, kind of like mine. Anyway, so wrinkly around the eye. So we're going to go around and make some little curved lines that kind of show little wrinkles right around the eye. Okay? Next thing we're going to do is make the beak. We're not going to draw the head yet. We'll make the beak next. And this is when you want to decide if you want the beak on this side of the eye or you want the beak on that side of the eye. That'll depend which way your bird's head is facing. So I'm going to make my bird facing me. So I'm going to draw the beak on my side of the eye. So I'm going to start with a little straight line that runs next to the eye. Little straight line. Right in the very middle of that line, I'm going to make a line that comes out and bends around. Kind of looks like a funny letter H a little bit. And let that come out and come down. Now we're going to fill that in, and I'm going to go from the bottom and touch that line. And then I'm going to go from the pointy end of the line and draw it right back to the top of that little straight line, the little line segment that we drew first. That is the coolest way to draw a beak. It's only a few lines and you can make it all different ways. You can shape birds' beaks all different ways. If you go straight out, you can make a bird's beak that way. If you make it like an arrow, you can make a bird's beak that way. You can make a bird's beak hook down like we did, but hook all the way down. All different kinds of ways to make a bird's beak with just 4 lines. It's pretty awesome. Next, let's do the head. So I'm going to start at the top of the beak, and we're going to draw a line that comes around and stops because we're going to do just the head part first. So here I go. I'm going to start right at the top of the beak. I'm going to go up over the eye, around behind, down just a little bit, and stop. I like to bend that line out very, very little bit. Under the beak, another little line that bends out just a little bit. Okay? So we get the head going. Let's make the feathers underneath. So I'm going to make the letter U. And you do not need to make these all even. They're feathers. They're going to blow in the wind. They're going to blow and twist as the bird turns his head. They don't have to be all perfect. You can make them a little bit uneven. So that's the head. Next, let's do the back. So I'm going to start right underneath my little feathers on the side. And I'm going to start out. I'm going to get in the way, aren't I? I'm going to try to get down here. Can you still see? Okay. I'm going to make a little curved line just like that. And on this side, a curved line just like that, and stop. Time out, stop. Don't go any farther than that because we're running into the part where there are wings. And this bird's wing overlaps. That means one's on top, one's under. So Mr. Fred, can you zoom in on this guy or this guy and show them that the one wing is on the top and the other wing is underneath. We're going to do that. It's not hard at all, but you need to do it step by step. So you do the top wing first. So here we go. It doesn't make any difference which side it's on. I'm going to pick the far side over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now continue this line. And I'm going to come kind of down and across. And I'm going to get just a little bit past the body here. And I'm going to make a U-turn and then follow that line back up into his back and then hook it on the side. Feather 1. We're going to make 3. Start at the bottom, U-turn, trace it up, hook it back in. I'm going to do one more, hook it on, 3. The next one is where you have to jump with your marker. Remember when you run into something and there's something already there, just jump your marker over the top. Excuse me. So here we go. I'm starting here. I'm going to run into my feathers, my wing, and I'm going to pretend to draw and start on the other side. And I'm going to U-turn, come back, jump over, come back into his back, and you want to keep it about even on each side. Hook it on, and then we're going to do 3 of those. Remember, jump over every time. And make another one, come up, jump over, and finish it up on the top. So now we have a wing on top and a wing on the bottom. It's called overlapping. We overlapped the wings. Next, it's time for the tail. Remember I've said birds need tails to balance when they fly? Well, these parrots, their bodies are fairly big, and the tail that these guys have are long, skinny tails. If you wanted to do a hawk, I think I lost my hawk page, but if you wanted to do a hawk, the hawk's tail is much wider. And I think I might have Mr. Fred find my hawk picture, because I'm in the woodpeckers now. Wait a minute. And see if we can find that hawk. He's kind of somewhere in the middle, Mr. Fred. I'm going to hand this book to you. I thought it was open. Oh, there he is. I found him. Oh, sorry, Mr. Fred. I did it all by myself. So if you can notice, this hawk's tail is wide and short, but it's really wide. So that is a way that you could do your tail if you decided that you wanted to turn this into a hawk. You might have to make a little bit different beak, but you can still do it the same kind of way we're doing it and create your hawk that way. Okay, back to this guy. Long feather, and then I usually make a couple of more. You can make 3, you can make 4 long feathers. I kind of ran out of room. If you want to make them super long, you can totally do that. All right, sometimes I put feathers on his back. I'll put some textures on there, and I'll make the letter U. But you don't have to do it all perfectly even. You can make it a little varied. This is an animal in nature, and it's pretty exciting to have the different textures on there. If you wanted to make some feathers on the top, you can make some feathers on the top. Depends on what kind of parrot you're drawing. And then you can do that. Now, we need a branch. This guy has to be sitting on something. And the way we've drawn him is he's facing away. So the branch is going to be on the other side of him. So you can see on all of these that the branch is on the other side. So it's another one of those jump over things. The bird's feet are near the fat part of his body. So we're going to draw a branch right to near one of his wings, jump over, and I'm going to make this the end of the branch down here, so that'll be the end. Next, I'm going to come back to the first side, draw a second line, get to the wing, jump over, and then the branch can fork out, and you can make the branches come out of that if you want to. And then to do leaves, it's a stick and an oval, or a stick and a pointy, and you can add a ton of leaves on there, and then you can color it in. That's how to draw that parrot. And the last thing I'm going to show you real quick is how to do a snake on a branch. And this is the easy way to do a snake on a branch. So we're going to draw a part of the branch and stop. We're going to make ovals right on that branch. 1, 2, 3. You can make how many ever you want to make that snake. And then after I make my ovals real close together, I'm going to finish the branch like I've been doing, making this the end over here. Does not have to be the end. Now, I understand that does not look much like a snake. So we need what? What is going to make that turn into a snake? A head and a tail. So let's add the head down here, just like he's hanging off the branch. So we'll make 2 lines together, and then for his head, make it a little bit bigger and round. And you can draw The little head, you can make his tongue, and then the tail, you can make it so it's kind of just sitting on the branch. You can add zigzags or polka dots and make some kind of textures on your little snake. So that's the easy way to do a snake on a branch. The harder way is to make him look like he's twisted, and I'm going to show you that next time when I do monkeys, and we're going to also start working on our jungle painting. So awesome. We will, I'm going to get all that ready for you. So next time, get ready. We're going to keep drawing that jungle. I hope you had a great time today drawing your parrot. Remember, share this with your friends, and everybody can have fun with Art Time Today. And that brings me to my point. Always, always make time for Art Time Today. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.